We met Valentine's Day 2014 at My Brother's Bar, which is a bar in Denver that used to be frequented by Neil Cassidy and Jack Kerouac. Originally, we had planned to meet there without realizing it was Valentine's Day, only for Vanessa to cancel and then text me an hour beforehand and just say, hey, I'd still really like to meet. So we met up and had our first date.
So that was your first date.
Yeah.
So tell us about that when you got there.
Well, we were both lawyers. We had both spent a significant chunk of our lives in Philadelphia, so we just started talking about. Mostly the first hour was really just talking about the law in Philly, and started getting along really well, talking about other things, and wound up at the Falling Rock, and that was basically our first date.
When was your first kiss?
That night.
Who made the first move?
That's a tricky question. I would say probably I did. I made the first OkCupid message, and I probably made the first physical move, like leaning in for the kiss too.
Good. On to easier questions. What's her favorite book?
Her favorite book, either Shantaram or The Unbearable Lightness of Being.
You have to choose one.
The Unbearable Lightness of Being.
What's your favorite book?
Lord of the Rings.
What's her favorite movie?
That's tricky. Either The Lives of... Do I have to choose one again?
Yeah.
I'm going to say Pan's Labyrinth.
What was your other option?
The Lives of Others. Or Best Exotic Marriott Hotel.
That's three. Okay, so you chose one. Okay. You good with that answer? You good with that answer? Okay. What artist does she listen to when she's feeling nostalgic?
Nostalgic. Nostalgic for something that happened in her own life? Or...
That's the question I had. What artist does she listen to when she's feeling nostalgic?
I'm going to say Tom Waits.
What artist do you listen to when you're feeling nostalgic?
Tom Waits.
What artist does she listen to when she wants to dance?
I'm not sure it's a specific artist so much as it's a lot of one-hit wonders from the 80s. Toto, specifically for Africa, is probably what I would say.
How about you? Do you have a song that you dance to?
No.
What song do you feel is most significant in your relationship?
The Ship Song by Nick Cave.
One more time?
The Ship Song by Nick Cave.
Why?
It's just a song we always listen to that's been our song, and we always dance to it, and it's going to be our dance at the wedding.
Good. What was the name of Vanessa's favorite childhood pet, and can you describe it?
Favorite? Oh, that's hard. So her two childhood pets she always talks about are Metro the Great Dane and Tara, her cat. I'm not sure which of those would really be her favorite. Tara's a black and white cat who followed her to school every day. Metro is the Great Dane who only liked her and her sister Alyssa and used to push her out of bed every night.
But you have to choose one.
I'm going to go with Tara.
Good. What is your favorite childhood pet?
My only childhood pet was my cat, Bo.
And, of course, she can describe that, I'm assuming. Can she describe
All
Bo?
three of my cats have looked the exact same, so I'm sure she can describe Bo.
What's the best meal she's ever cooked?
One of my birthday dinners. Probably the second one, although that's a little unfair because Jim Hill helped her cook it.
Hey, Jim. Okay. What is her... I'm sorry. Wait. What... well, let's just list it. Let's we'll flip it around. What is the best meal that you've ever cooked? Does that make sense? I don't know. That's a question that you can flip.
My favorite dish that I cook, and I think fairly certain Vanessa agrees, is my chicken tikka masala.
Good. What's Vanessa's favorite place to go in or around Denver?
I'm gonna say Herbs.
Why?
It's where she can go to dance, and it's still a little divey.
What's your favorite place to go in or around Denver?
The Falling Rock.
Why?
The beer selection, the bartenders, the fact that most people who go there aren't assholes.
Except the bartenders. They're kind of assholes, right?
Yeah, but that's part of their appeal. The bartenders being assholes keep the other assholes out of the bar.
What is Vanessa's most annoying habit?
I plead the fifth.
Okay, I like that. That's really good.
Actually, I think she would answer the same for my most annoying habit, which is our tendency to lawyer each other in arguments, which makes me saying I plead the fifth there particularly appropriate.
Good. That's perfect. What's her favorite vacation she's ever been on, with you or otherwise? And you have to choose just one.
Just one, I would say, was her backpacking trip of Europe right after she graduated college.
Good. Where does she want... Hold on. Where does she most want to go that she has never been?
Ooh, that's a good one. Hmm.
5 minutes later.
There are a lot of potential answers to this question. I'm gonna say Patagonia.
Why?
It's just a place we've talked about a lot. It's really close to the ocean. It's South America, and neither of us have really been to South America. It's got both mountains, oceans, a lot of outdoor things to do. We had talked about it as a potential honeymoon spot, but eventually just decided we wanted something a little more relaxing rather than like a 10-day hiking trip. But
Right. What about you? Where do you
Japan.
want to go? Nope, one more time, sorry. Where do you want to go that you've never been?
Japan and New Zealand. Actually, if I have to choose between the two, it's probably New Zealand.
Good.
Unfortunately, Vanessa's already been both those places, so.
What is the one piece of... Oh, hold on. Other than her ring, what's her favorite gift that you've ever given her?
Other than the ring?
Other than the ring.
I'm gonna go old school on this one. Her first birthday after we got together, I got her the Colorado 14ers book, and I think she just... It was half a promise of things to come, and I think she really... That's what I'm going to answer for that one.
Good. What are your nicknames for Vanessa?
Does Brat count? Really, Brat, and then Ducky from The Land Before Time. She's a big mouth. Yep.
What about for you? What are her nicknames for you?
Well, partially keeping with the Ducky theme. Sometimes it's Littlefoot. I don't really know what the other one she has. I would probably go with Littlefoot.
Big stud, right? What is the one piece of clothing you'd wish she'd get rid of?
I mean, really, she has a lot of just old hippie type clothing that looks really good on her, but she only wears it like once a year, so we don't have enough space in our house, so that's probably where I'd go for that.
What about you? What is your one piece of clothing that she'd get rid of?
I have a few ratty old t-shirts that mean something that I'm sure she'd like to toss for space saving.
Is there a specific t-shirt?
I don't think there's a specific one because, like, the rattiest ones are the ones she tends to actually like the best. It's probably just like one or two of the t-shirts my mom got on like a recent vacation that were sort of just like, we don't really need more clothes like that.
Good. Uh, what's your first memory of Vanessa?
Um, I mean, my first messages, I remember the message exchange we had before meeting up very well. In person, I remember that first date pretty damn well, so.
Just hold on a couple seconds. Maybe it's not. Ruin
That'll be fine. It's not gonna go forever, is it?
Exactly. So that's such a good.
We'll take care of this in post. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. We'll fix it in post.
Post of my phone. Great. No, let's try it again. What is your first memory of Vanessa?
In person, our first date. I remember seeing her as she came into the bar. Had seen her pictures already, so knew what she looked like, and I remember that first date really well.
What do you think of her after? What did you think of her after you saw her at the bar for the first time?
I guess I'm not sure what the question's asking.
Basically, what's your first memory of her? Which you said either the online stuff or the meeting her at the bar. And the next question was, what do you think of her after quote insert first memory summary?
Oh, okay. I mean, after the first date, I just remember thinking, I'm really excited to see where this goes.
What's your favorite memory of Vanessa?
Favorite memory? That was a really weird thing to overhear. I'm sorry.
Should we try it again? Let's try it again.
Keep it rolling.
Keep it rolling. Well, do it live. Do it live.
I don't know. I mean, that's hard to answer. There are a lot of kind of like smaller things they'd probably pick out. I mean, I think I'd probably say the first time we actually went up before Teener together. She was just incredibly badass that trip, and that's kind of how I always think of her. So.
Yeah. Do you think she was pushing herself a lot to get up there because she wanted to prove it to you, or do you think it was like?
No. I mean that the first one we actually summited. I mean she was fine. I mean she's been an outdoors and hiking person her whole life. And
No, were you pushing it to get up the 14 or?
no. I mean
You're good.
yeah.
What is her favorite drink?
Earl Grey tea. Are we specifically talking alcoholic? Because if it's alcoholic, I would obviously answer something different.
So there's that. Let's try that. Boom. What is her favorite alcoholic drink?
I would say lately we've been drinking a lot of Priorat's because we went on a trip there with my parents and really enjoyed the wines there. I still think I would probably say the Brooklotic Octomore is what I think would be her favorite alcoholic drink. And if she answers something differently and then here's my answer, I think she's going to want to switch.
What about you? What is your favorite drink?
The Brooklotic Octomore.
What is your favorite thing about Vanessa? What draws you to her?
I like her sassiness. I mean, we joke about that a lot, but just her sort of witty repartee, her laugh, her ability to make fun of things and me and stuff like that. The fact that she always has some clever response to whatever I say.
What is her favorite thing about you?
My ass.
I love it. I love it. I love it. What's the hardest part about planning a wedding?
No one's allowed to share this. Dealing with our mothers.
I love it. Okay, we're gonna reset a little bit because now you're married. So here we go. What will you fight about most as a married couple?
Me cleaning the house.
Vice versa. What will? That doesn't really have a vice versa, does it?
Still him cleaning that.
Still
house.
playing that.
Yeah.
Here we go. When did you first know you'd marry her?
Is there a specific moment? I'm not sure there was really a specific moment. I think it was something kind of we realized. She would probably tell this a little differently. It was something like the actual, not just, oh, I want to spend the rest of my life together, but we are in this together enough to make that commitment, was probably something gradual that happened between September and December of 2015.
That works. What's the most endearing thing about Vanessa?
Endearing. To me, it's her empathy for everyone and everything on the planet. And the way she feels bad and wants to take care of even people she shouldn't necessarily.
Let's hear about the story of your engagement. How did that happen?
Okay.
It was an elaborate process.
Well, okay, so there's we had sort of been talking about how we wanted to get married for a while, and kind of had a sort of game plan in place. And then one night we were just randomly drinking together at the Falling Rock, and started talking and realized our original plans wouldn't come through, and go through the way we wanted them to, and then we were talking about other potential venues, and Vanessa thought of the Free Library of Philadelphia, and I was like, oh, if we're talking this sort of timeline, because we knew we wanted to get married at that point, approximately fall of 2017, and we want that venue, like, we have to book it now. So are we committed enough to each other that we should text our parents and say this is what we want to do? And that's the story of our first engagement. And then I started talking to a jeweler about a custom ring, and the actual me proposing happened about 6 months after we decided to get married and told our parents. It was... I wanted it to be as much of a surprise as it could be, given that we had already booked our wedding venue and she had already bought our wedding dress. So I kept telling her I didn't have the ring yet. I wasn't expecting it until end of July. But she had said, she wanted to, like a month before, she had said she wanted to get like a manicure, because she wanted her nails to look pretty beforehand. So I sent her to the Brown Palace for a massage, and we booked that. And then I said, why don't you just get a manicure right after? And she kind of knew the second I said that, but there's only so much you can do. And then, so I prepared a picnic for us at Cheeseman Park, which is one of our favorite places in Denver. And what?
Why?
Oh, it's just a great place to go for a run. And when I lived like 2 blocks away, you used to always just go there together, bring our books, lay out a blanket, and just sit and read next to each other in the summer.
So you're at Cheeseman Park with a picnic.
Yep, and she got there, and it was kind of right as the sun was setting. So timing wise, it kind of worked a little perfectly. And I started reading her one of my favorite short stories from Jorge Luis Borges. It's called The Library, and it's basically about this library that's just infinite in size. I've always loved it for a number of reasons, and we were getting married in a library, and it felt appropriate. And so at the end of the short story, I proposed.
And she had some idea or no idea?
She knew. She knew.
What was her
She
reaction?
started crying ridiculously. And then after about 10 seconds, she called her friend Shayla. And then right after she got off the phone with Shayla, she called Mary Margaret. And then like 2 hours later, again, this doesn't get shared, she called her mom.
What are you most looking forward to on your wedding day? Take your time.
Just seeing everyone, really. I mean, we've got a lot of friends who are coming, who are people we haven't seen in a long time. We've got friends coming from some very far places. The people who did our save the dates and our wedding invitations got a little frustrated, I think, with a few different foreign country invitations we had to send out. But
What do you-
it'll be great just to get to see all those people.
Good. What are you most looking forward to? Let's say a little bit on the micro level. The two of you, your immediate family. Let's go there. What are you most looking forward to in that regard?
On the wedding day?
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited. I'm excited for my brother's speech. I think it's going to be good. I'm excited to see how much my mom and her dad cry, because I think it's going to be a lot for both of them.
Good. And what about seeing your fiance become your wife? What about that? What is that? Is that
Well, she
something-
already is. So like that's the tricky thing, right? Because we actually did the legal marriage
Right.
already. I'm excited. I am excited to see her in her wedding dress because I think she's going to look amazing in it. I'm hoping hoping she doesn't cry enough to ruin her makeup because I know that's something she's concerned about. I'm hoping we can each make it through the ceremony without fucking anything up too badly.
Good. What are you most looking forward to in Vanessa 50 years from now? That would be, get somebody quick to the math. It's 2017 now, 50 years from now is...
2067. Well, I'll be 84 and she'll be 83. I think we're going to stay in good enough shape that we're still climbing mountains, and I'm excited for that.
Any last words? And look right at the camera.
I love you, Vanessa.